April 30th, 1943, the coast of Huelva, southern Spain. In the early morning mist, a lone fisherman notices something drifting toward the shore. A man's body, tangled in seaweed, dressed in a British officer's uniform and carrying a briefcase chained to his wrist. To the locals, it looks like a tragic accident. To Spanish authorities, it's a diplomatic complication, but to German intelligence, it is the discovery of the century. What none of them know is that the man they believe to be a Royal Marine major is dead for months, and that briefcase he carries, it contains the final piece of a deception so daring that Winston Churchill once wrote, "In wartime, truth is so precious that she should always be attended by a bodyguard of lies." This is the story of how a corpse changed the course of World War II. The Allies are planning an invasion of southern Europe. The obvious target is Sicily, a warm, flat island in the Mediterranean with airfields, harbors, and deep water access. Even a child with a map could guess the Allies would land there, which means the Germans could guess it too. Hitler has already fortified the island. Thousands of soldiers, artillery, tanks, machine gun nests. If the Allies land on Sicily as expected, the casualty count will be catastrophic. So, British intelligence comes up with a desperate idea. Don't change the plan, just convince Hitler that the plan is wrong. Enter a strange pair of officers. Charles Cholmondeley, tall, awkward, a master of absurd ideas, and Ewan Montague, calm, strategic, brilliant at turning absurd ideas into reality. Together, they propose what becomes Operation Mincemeat, a deception so bizarre it seems impossible, and yet it might be the only way to save the invasion. The plan is simple to describe, but nearly impossible to execute. Step 1, find a dead body. Step 2, make the world believe he's a real British officer. Step 3, plant false invasion documents on him. Step 4, let the Germans accidentally discover him. Everything hinges on one thing. The body must be convincing enough to fool Hitler's most paranoid intelligence officers.
Finding a corpse suitable for international espionage is harder than it sounds. It must look like a man who drowned in a plane crash at sea. No visible injuries, no suspicious marks. Nothing that hints at foul play. After weeks of searching, they find him, a homeless Welsh man named Glyndwr Michael, who died with no family and no one to claim him. In death, he will do what he never could in life, help decide the fate of Europe. Montagu and Cholmondeley give him a new identity, Major William Martin, Royal Marines. But a name is not enough. A spy's life must feel lived. They create an entire world from Major Martin. Letters from a fiancé, an overdraft notice from his bank, a theater ticket stub, keys, receipts, an invitation to a gentleman's club, a photo of a woman pretending to be his lover. Every detail must be perfect because German intelligence is thorough, and one inconsistency could reveal the truth. Finally, the most important item, a black leather briefcase containing highly secret documents. The centerpiece is a letter discussing Allied plans to invade Greece and Sardinia, with Sicily mentioned only as a diversion. If the Germans believe it, they will shift their defenses right where the Allies want them. Major Martin's body is placed inside a steel canister, packed in dry ice, and transported aboard the submarine HMS Seraph. On the night of April 30th, The sub surfaces quietly off the coast of Spain. The officers gather on deck. They say a short prayer. Then they release the body into the waves, hoping the currents will carry him to the Spanish shoreline. Spain is officially neutral, but its government is full of Nazi sympathizers. If the body is found, the Germans will be notified and the documents will be examined. But there is no guarantee. Everything depends on chance, currents, weather, politics, timing, and a bit of luck.
Within hours, the corpse washes ashore. Just as planned, the briefcase is delivered into the hands of Spanish authorities. And just as hoped, German intelligence demands access. The Spanish secretly open the letters, photograph them, and deliver the images to the Nazis. In Berlin, Hitler receives the message. The documents appear genuine. The Germans see no reason to suspect a trick. And within days, Hitler orders his generals to shift their forces away from Sicily, sending tanks and men to Greece and Sardinia instead. The deception has worked. On July 9, 1943, Allied troops land on the beaches of Sicily. Instead of overwhelming resistance, they faced scattered defenses, poor coordination, and many empty bunkers. Historians estimate that Operation Mincemeat saved tens of thousands of lives and accelerated the collapse of the Axis position in southern Europe. Major William Martin, a man who never lived, became the key to changing the course of a world war. For decades, Operation Mincemeat remained classified. The world knew nothing of the corpse that fooled Hitler, the officers who created a life from thin air, or the mission that rewrote the trajectory of the war. Today, a gravestone in Huelva still stands. It reads, William Martin, Major, Royal Marines. Below it, added later, Glyndwr Michael, served as Major William Martin, a quiet acknowledgement of a man whose final act was to save countless others. Sometimes in history, victory doesn't come from the battlefield. It comes from a lie, told at the right time, in the right place, to the right enemy.